Zerah the Ethiopian came against King Asa of Judah with 1,000,000 soldiers, outnumbering the Judeans almost 2-1. And the Bible tells us that Asa at that time did the right thing. Verse 11, 2 Chronicles chapter 14, Asa cried unto the Lord his God and said, Lord, it is nothing with thee to help, whether with many or with them that have no power. Help us, O Lord our God, for we rest on thee, and in thy name we go against this multitude. O Lord, thou art our God, let not man prevail against thee. So the Lord smote the Ethiopians before Asa and before Judah, and the Ethiopians fled. At this, immediately after this incredible victory that God wrought for Judah, the Bible says God sent a seer, a prophet, to Asa. And the Spirit of God came upon Azariah, the son of Oded, and he went out to meet Asa and said unto him, Hear ye me, Asa, and all Judah and Benjamin. The Lord is with you while you be with him. And if ye seek him, he will be found of you. But if ye forsake him, he will forsake you. Now, it's interesting to me, the prophet came to him after this great victory and not before. And I think the reason is because God knew that Asa was going to fade into the finish. He started out great, but he was going to fade into the finish. You see, not long after this, Asa began to get lazy. Instead of going out to fight his battles against Israel, he took money from the temple treasury and he hired the Syrians to do his dirty work for him. Well, when this happened, it says in chapter 16 and verse 7, At that time Hanani the seer came to Asa king of Judah and said unto him, Because thou hast relied on the king of Syria, and not relied on the Lord thy God, therefore is the host of the king of Syria escaped out of thine hand. And then he reminds him of that incredible victory against the Ethiopians. Were not the Ethiopians and the Lubims a huge host with very many chariots and horsemen? Yet because thou didst rely on the Lord, he delivered them into thine hand. For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth, to show himself strong in the behalf of those whose heart is perfect toward him. Herein thou hast done foolishly, therefore from henceforth thou shalt have wars. Now, when Asa hears this prophecy, instead of repenting, instead of crying out to God, he gets mad. And it says in verse 10, Then Asa was wroth with the seer and put him in the prison house. And so you see the change in Asa. The older he gets, the less he relies on the Lord. The older he gets, the more he uses his wealth and position to use the tools that are here on this earth, or so he thinks. And finally, in his old age, it says in verse 12 of 2 Chronicles 16, And Asa in the 39th year of his reign was diseased in his feet until his disease was exceeding great. Yet in his disease he sought not the Lord, but to the physicians. Here's the lesson. Don't fade into the finish. Get stronger into the finish. Your reliance and dependence upon God when you're young should continue on and get greater as you get older. As a matter of fact, the longer you walk with the Lord, the more you should realize that you can depend upon him, because he's going to show himself faithful and strong throughout your life. Asa, for whatever reason, lost that, and it cost him greatly. As the seer Azariah had told him, if you seek him, he'll be found of you. But if you forsake him, he'll forsake you. And that's where Asa died. Forsaken by God because he refused to pray. He refused to trust God with this disease that came upon him. And instead, he turned to the help of man. He turned to the help of man with Syria. He turned to the help of man with his disease. And he completely ignored God in those things. I just want to encourage you this morning. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and the door shall be opened unto you. God bless you. Have a great day.